for words there. If you're listening on the radio, probably the best thing, because if you're on TV, you have to turn the brightness down this morning, because Ellie's wearing a very, very, very bright pink dress.
I am.
Daz has been in touch, saying, because someone else earlier on said it looked like medicine. I said, I think the reference to the dress colour of medicine was actually not Calpol, but about liquid penicillin that we used to have as kids. It was either that dreadfully tasting fluid or the banana one, which was equally vile.
I remember the banana one.
Do you? I remember the pink one. I used to like the flavour of that.
You're a bit odd.
I am a bit odd, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
But that's what was distracting you?
Penicillin, that's what I was thinking
penicillin.
of. That's why I forgot to speak, ladies and gentlemen, which is a burden in this job.
I don't know what's worse, Calpol or penicillin. Don't know, but thank you for your thoughts.
Yeah, there you go. It's nice.
And Barry says he thinks Calpol is fantastic, so that's nice.
There you go.
Thank you.
Let's have a look at some of the best pictures in the papers this morning. Here's one of RAF crews loading missiles after the UK confirmed it's supplying Ukraine with these longer-range Storm Shadow missiles for the fight against Russian forces. That's in the Express.
A very tense-looking Andrew Bailey is on the cover of the Financial Times this morning. The Bank of England governor spoke at a press conference following the UK's central bank's decision to raise interest rates to 4.5%.
Here's a royal superfan on the front of the Times, looking very nice on the left-hand picture, but not so happy in the other one, because she was arrested at the coronation after being stood beside some eco-protesters.
And the Telegraph has a fantastic photo of the singer Mae Muller performing in a lovely pink ensemble.
Yeah, she's not really penicillin. She's more strawberry angel delight.
Marshmallow, I would say. Yes, very good. Now, she is representing the UK tomorrow in Eurovision Song Contest final in Liverpool.
And her chances just went up because she's last. She's the last one to perform, number 26.
And these things matter.
Which is good, yeah. Traditionally, it's only people in the latter half who tend to win. There's been the odd one, but there you go.
He's very across it, you know. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff.
Let's talk to the host of Blethered Podcast, Sean McDonald, and the writer and commentator, Candice Holdsworth. Good to see you both once again this morning. Let's have a look at this. I love a bit of AI. In the Times, Candice, it could be very good for our health.
Yes, so this is such a great story because there's always so much doom about AI, but this is actually something where AI could be incredibly useful. It's in diagnostics. So the NHS has an AI lab, and they have been funding research into how it could be used to screen for heart attacks, breast cancer, lung cancer, various sorts of things where the costs are very high to diagnose, and it could bring the cost down. And in this particular instance, they found that it was actually very good in diagnosing heart attacks, and it could ease pressure on emergency departments. So it's actually very useful. I was listening to a podcast with the founder of OpenAI, Sam Altman, and he was saying it could have a transformative effect in this particular area. I mean, you think about things like dementia as well. You know, we could maybe get to the point where you could have universal dementia screening quite early because the cost is low.
Yeah.
So that's a really good use of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Could make a huge difference, actually.
And Sean, it is nice, isn't it, to hear a positive story about AI, as Candice was touching upon there. You do often hear the doom and gloom surrounding AI.
Absolutely. You know, I've spent this morning going on about how people should be subject to fair trial, how we should have democracy, but I would honestly love to throw every AI developer in jail if we could just stop the rapid acceleration of it, because it freaks me out. But it is great to see. Honestly, I would jail them. I'm like, stop. It's
but then you miss out on this.
No, but yeah, this is a definite.
You'd like it in hospitals.
Yes, absolutely. I think that obviously I say that in jest and my tongue firmly in my cheek, but it is a very positive outcome. But let's contain it. Let's confine it for this type of use. But please, let's stop it going any further than that. It's terrifying me.
Interesting. And you know, there's only one reason that Ellie asked you that, and I know it too well. It's because she didn't want to ask you about the story that you've picked, son, about Rishi Sunak and raunchy erotic novels.
Yes, this is coming, I think, in The Spectator, basically saying that Rishi Sunak likes to let off. Look at Ellie's blush. Ellie's got the same colour as her dress.
I've got the same colour as my dress, my God.
That's how Rishi Sunak likes to unwind by reading raunchy question.
Right.
So I think this is really funny. Apparently his favourite book is Jilly Cooper's 1985 romp. The Sun are calling it Riders. I think a bit of a double entendre there. I think his spokesman has said that, they don't actually, they said this never come up in conversation. When I read it, I thought, this is 100% some sort of dead cat story.
But when you read Riders?
No, I mean, I've read it so many times that it's ingrained in my memory. But I think this is possibly a distraction tactic.
The problem is with all these sort of books, and they're very, very, very popular, is that I remember my grandma, who was born in 1908, and when she was well into her 80s, and she'd send me down the library to go and pick up another Mills and Boon. And can you get one about doctors and nurses? Because I like the doctors and nurses. It's fine. She used to get them in large print.
Did you have to read it?
No, I never thought anything about it. Here's your book, Grandma. Here's your book, Grandma. And then I've then since met a lady called Sharon Kendrick who writes these books. Right. So she sent me some of hers. I cannot believe what my grandma was reading.
Honestly,
because they are proper raunchy.
Well,
Proper.
Rishi's that's got such a straight laced image.
I mean, he's a straight-laced image, but he's as bland as porridge, man. Like, he's beige, he's vanilla. If he was a day, it would be Tuesday. So do you know, this is probably the type of thing he'd be doing, disappearing, locking the toilet for 10 minutes and getting his wee novel out. Just to have a wee read, obviously, in privacy.
Well, let's have a look at Elon Musk, should we? There's going to be a new boss of Twitter, and it's a woman, but that's as much as we know.
Yes, so that's all we know. So this story is basically Elon Musk doing what he does best, tweeting. And he has said that in 6 weeks there'll be a new CEO of Twitter, and he said it's a she, but he hasn't said anything more than that. But apparently Tesla stocks have risen off the back of this announcement because everyone thinks he's spreading himself way too thinly at the moment.
But last time he said there was a new CEO of Twitter, it was a dog.
But this is the thing, right? You can't take him too seriously. You got to take him with a pinch of salt, who knows? There could be someone on the way, there might not be,
He trolls us all, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. Yeah, he does.
Toys.
He does. He's very idiosyncratic, which I suppose is his strength, but it's also a weakness if you're running lots of businesses as well. We'll see. I think Twitter does need a period of stability now. I suppose you've had him come in, move fast, break things, and now you need someone who's going to actually run it and manage the thing properly.
Refix it again.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
Sean.
Here you go. It's another one for you, Sean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I momentarily divert proceedings just to point something out? You were talking about penicillin.
Yeah.
It was discovered one street away from
it was, yeah.
Round the corner by Alexander Fleming. I saw the sign last night, took my wee picture.
Yeah.
Put it on my silly little Instagram to show my pals.
Yes,
pretty fascinating.
By is it St Mary's?
What, in the hospital?
St Mary's, yeah. Yeah, that's what it was.
It was, yeah, just a little room just about half a mile from here, if that. Yeah.
If that, God, a stone's throw away. But yeah, this story, by the way, so we've got Britain's first driverless bus service was given its test run. It went from Fife to Edinburgh, 14 miles, with a safety driver on board. Pretty fascinating that we're at the point you can have it's a real step into the future, but...
Does this scare you, or is this all right?
I mean, it scares me a wee bit. I'd rather there was a driver and someone to react. But I would also point out as well, we're talking about how we could see a decrease in interest rates if we had 400,000 more people in work. This is taking jobs away from people.
Not if you've got to have a supervisor on board.
So why even have him then? Just let the guy drive it. Do you know what I mean? Let's put this thing and we'll have someone supervise the robot. Just do it yourself, man.
Well, there's an element of that.
If I was holding my hand out for the bus and I saw there was no driver, I'd be like, it's all right, mate, I'll get the next one. I'll just wait until there's someone actually driving.
Well, it'd be fine. It's not good if you hold your hand out. It's not going to see you. It's not going to stop, is it?
How else would you get? Oh well.
You must have to press a button or something.
Yeah, you need to do something. Nah, I'll give it a miss. I think I'll wait for a driver.
I get your point though, 'cause with the driverless cars, you are still meant to sit there and be focused. So you can take over. So I thought you could be on your phone or be doing your makeup or reading a book or something, and you can't. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Might as well be driving, right?
Yes, exactly.
You just have to sit there like you're driving, but you can't.
No.
Yeah, I would rather drive it then.
Yeah, you've probably got to have your hand on the wheel or something to show that you're...
Well, that's the point.
Engaged.
Well, yeah, but these things will all take us to steps in the right direction at some point.
Can we have 30 seconds on Penny Mordaunt?
Oh, yeah.
Candy?
Yes. So this story, this is in the Mirror. It's about how Penny Mordaunt managed to hold the sword of offering aloft for as long as she did. Very impressive. She said she took painkillers beforehand, which is how she managed it. I thought this was really interesting because, I mean, everyone was saying, how did she do that? Was she doing like push-ups and her triceps really strong? But I think you'd have to have painkillers if you were going to be in a stiff position like that for as long as she was. Although I'm sure the adrenaline carried her through. Can you imagine that? You'd be like, don't drop the sword, don't drop the sword, don't drop the sword.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, good on her.
Do you know what I love about this is it's still rolling on. Like, this story has totally run away with itself.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
talking about her push-ups last week, weren't we, and her gym routine, and now it's on to the painkillers.
Yes.
Well, good on her. She
she
did a
looked
good job.
great.
She
Don't get me
looked
wrong.
amazing.
Good job. We've got to leave it there. Candice, Sean, thank you both very much
you
indeed.
very